So content creators are saying, show me the money. Matt, I didn't know this was a problem, man. I didn't know this was a problem until we were reviewing that Signal Fire article here. There is a card. There is a card that's from financial institutions called Karat. So you go to trykarat.com and it's
that's Karat with a K.
Karat with a K. And they're saying here, the card for creators. That's what they're being branded as. They're branding themselves as. Karat provides customized financing, rewards, and support for creators so you can save more money as you grow. So I didn't know this was a problem. I scroll down, I see the man, the myth, the legend, Graham Stephan here on the page. He says, when we launched our own coffee line, Bankroll Coffee, Karat stepped up to provide the credit limits needed to run our business. When other vendors were slow in processing our payments, Karat gets it. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And then I kept going. This Alexandra Botes, Karat is the best card for creators. They gave me top-notch business card when other banks had rejected me twice. I didn't realize that banks were not looking at content creators seriously. They don't bother to, I guess, traditional financial institutions are not looking at someone's subscribers, someone's followers, and deeming that as a valuable business, a valuable small business.
You know what's funny? I remember people talking about this many years ago about how in the future your credit will be based on your social media following. I remember hearing that a long time ago.
Well, did you ever watch Black Mirror? Did you ever watch that show, Black Mirror?
Yeah, I have. I never saw the episode on this.
There's a whole episode around this. Like,
no way.
Like when you're out at the stores and you're buying stuff and they're looking at your social media following and you get a discount, but you don't. And yeah, it was a pretty trippy episode. And then I like Nas Daly's quote here. So he says, with over $3 million in revenue per year and 20 employees, the bank still doesn't trust me with a credit card. Karat gets it. Banks don't. That's a great quote.
Okay. Go down to their pricing. Okay. So I'm just curious here. How are they making money? It says here, no annual fee, no interest, no foreign transaction fees, and you get employee cards, you get everything. 3 custom categories for uncapped cash back. Okay. Then you get $500 on 5K purchases, 5% on all categories up to the first 3 weeks. So spend a lot of money in the first 3 weeks. You're going to get 5% cash back. And then Times Square billboard for VIPs. What?
Yeah, that came out of left field. Yeah,
yeah. They must have just bought some like advertising space on Times Square. But like, yeah, what is? Oh, I see. So they sponsored ARAC's video here, surviving $100,000 in a hotel. So that was a Karat thing. I have heard the word Karat card. I never really looked into it though. So it looks like they sponsored.
If you scroll all the way down the bottom, the FAQ, it says, how does Karat make money? We make money from intercharge fees, which are paid to us by merchants. They are relying on the stores, the merchants, the businesses.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. You know how there's a lot of those, buy now, pay later platforms, right? I think that's what they're doing as well. They're just capturing the market so that way they could later, once they, get the market, they'll start charging people more, right? That's pretty interesting.
It looks like, so I think they're built
how was it started? Look at this. How stable is Karat? So it's a Y Combinator company backed by Signal Fire, we talked about. It says their investors include the co-founder of Twitch, co-founder of YouTube, co-founder of Twitter, Bizstone, the CEO and CAA of Wealthfront, I don't know, Wealthfront, and TikTok, and they create a lot of investments. So Graham Stephan, Sam Calder, I don't know these people, Nas Daly, and so on, right?
I don't know some of these people now. Yeah,
I don't know some of them. Yeah, and then
this is clearly a much bigger problem than we realized. Like, yeah, and I'm happy to see that a financial institution realized, listen, we have a huge audience here that's underserved. They're growing massively, and traditional financial institutions are not actually serving these people. Apparently, and it says under the how much does it cost, Karat does not charge interest or annual fees. We already covered that. Our business card is a Visa network charge card in which the balance is paid each month. So I guess the card is built on the Visa network. That's how I interpret that.
All right. Is this for Americans only? I was looking into it.
Oh, good question. I don't know.
Yeah, I just went there.
Oh, did you?
Is it asking for like a phone number and has a little US flag on it?
Yeah. But if you scroll up, when you click the flag, if I scroll up, like I'm not in Canada, so it's not going to, it allowed me to switch to Canada.
Yeah, it's interesting how this whole idea of like lending and so on has become such a, like, I saw there's now companies, a little bit off topic right now, but we'll just end it on after this. But I saw there's a lot of companies that are offering cash advances to realtors on their commissions. So usually when you close a deal, and then you might have like 30 days by the time it closes, but you have the contract. So it's saying it's going to close, but it's not going to close for 30 days or whatever that is. So they'll lend money to the realtor, and they're actually charging on average 75 cents a day, which ends up being about 30% interest. So, but I just learned about this and I looked into it, and there's like a lot of companies doing this. Cause I mean, if you could borrow money for less than 30%, I mean, boom, boom, you got a business lending money to realtors.
Well, as long as we're going off subject,
let's go. Let's go.
As long as we're going off subject, we're riffing here. We're riffing. I mean, have you ever heard of the term infinite banking or the infinite banking concept?
I have. Tell me.
Yeah. So I've been doing it for 5 years. I don't know if you know this. I've been doing this for 5 years. And so I'm my own banker now because I've been doing this for so long. I've built up enough cash value. Dude, when I launched my company in January, I didn't have to take out a loan from anybody. I took a loan from myself. I was able to finance the entire company by myself because I'm my own banker. And I haven't come across a system or a model or a strategy that beats the infinite banking concept. It's by head and shoulders above everything else that I've ever seen.
Explain infinite banking for anyone. Let's keep this all in one clip. Like, okay? People are going to get lucky if they clicked on this Karat card thing. They're going to find out about infinite banking now. Because I have heard people talk about it, but I think it just kind of never really like registered for me.
I mean, it's as cool as the Karat card is for creators. I mean, infinite banking is a no-brainer for absolutely anybody, in my opinion. I'm not a practitioner. I'm not selling anything. I'm not blah, blah, whatever you want to say.
Explain the concept. How does it work?
Yeah, I've been doing it for 5 years. So you use an insurance product called whole life dividend paying participating insurance. But forget that it's insurance. It could be a freaking shoebox.
Could this be in Canada, US, anywhere?
Yeah. Well, to my knowledge, it's in Canada, the US, and Japan. To my knowledge, I don't know if it's anywhere. It might be in other places. I just know because of the research and everything. It's in those. So this
is an insurance company. So you're signing up to create your own insurance company?
No. So there are insurance companies all around the world. Some are stock companies, so you can buy stock. Some are mutual companies, and you could do infinite banking with either. But it's way better if you're with a mutual company, which I am. There are mutual companies in Canada still. Not every country has mutual companies. Some countries only have stock.
What does this mean? Mutual, like mutual fund? Is that what you're saying? With mutual?
It's mutual in the sense that every policy holder is a co-owner of the company. So when you take out a life insurance policy, you actually own part of the company now, which means at the end of each year, when the company just states the dividend, then all the policy holders get to receive these dividends, which is extra money that the company made. Yeah. So just buying a policyholder, just by becoming a policyholder, you become a co-owner of a life insurance company. And these life insurance companies, at least in Canada, are like almost 187 years old or something. And the company that I use has paid out an annual dividend every single year. It doesn't matter if there was a world war. It didn't matter if there was COVID. It didn't matter if...
How do they make money? Like what does it cost you to set this up?
So we're talking about companies that have billions upon billions upon billions of dollars. So they have access to certain investments that traditional people and financial institutions do not. And they're always the safest possible investments you can possibly imagine. I'm not a practitioner, so I've never gone deep down that rabbit hole. I just know that this works, and it's worked every single year in Canada in 187 years.
I see. So you're keeping your money in your insurance policy, which they can now, just like how banks make money, you keep your money in the bank and they use your money to do things, right? So that's what they're doing.
And by the way, when it's funny that you say the banks, because traditional banks, it's very much, I know we're going so down another road.
Oh, let's go. I'm liking this right
But banks have what's called BOLI, BOLI, bank-owned life insurance. So banks all around the world, they use this life insurance product in order to protect their own assets and to grow their own wealth. But they never tell us to do this, because when you're using the infinite banking concept properly designed, the life insurance agent actually reduces when it's properly designed, they're actually reducing their commissions, which is like this weirdest, which is why this strategy is not widely known, because most financial advisors don't promote it because they know their commissions will drop. So, yeah. I mean, the advisor still gets compensated, but the advisor is always compensated by the insurance company, not by the policyholder, which means, so my financial advisor that I've had for 5 years, and I'm biased when I say this, but he's been doing it in Canada longer than almost anyone else. Him and like 2 other guys brought it to Canada back in like 2008. So I know I got one of like the forefathers, if I can call him that. And he still gets compensated by the insurance company. All of his team members get compensated, but it's not as high as if they were to sell me just like a regular whole life insurance policy that wasn't designed for this. So now I get to borrow against the cash value in my policies. My cash value has to equal the death benefit by the time I turn 100. So I'm betting that I'm getting older every single day, which is why my wealth grows every single day like clockwork. Doesn't matter what the stock market's doing, doesn't matter what the crypto market is doing, doesn't matter what the real estate market is doing. The economy can expand or contract. Taxes can go up, taxes can stay the same. Anything can happen in the marketplace, but my wealth gets better every single day, grows every single day by contract, because there's a contract that I signed with the life company stating that the cash value will equal the death benefit by the time I turn age 100. So as long as I wake up every day, I'm wealthier.
What if you die? What do you mean?
Then the death benefit will pay off any outstanding loans that I haven't paid back because now I'm dead. And then the balance goes to my beneficiaries. So it's still a win-win. It's still a win scenario for.
Does your money go always into your insurance policy and then you borrow out of your insurance policy?
So I pay an annual premium. You could do monthly. If you can't afford an annual premium, but you get a better deal if you pay annually. So I always pay annually. So you pay an annual premium, and every time you pay an annual premium, your cash value goes up by a percentage. I can't tell you how much it goes up by, because every year the policy gets more efficient. So in the early years, it's not as efficient. In the later years, it's way more efficient. It ends up growing like a hockey stick, right? In the early years, it's not so nothing to write home about. But after usually it's around 7 years. Then the annual dividends are more than what you're paying in the annual premium. So you end up making money hand over fist at that point. Yeah, yeah, it's a pretty cool system. So I mean, I like what Karat's doing, but if it were me, if I was a content creator, I would just use my own banking system. I wouldn't bother with any, because I know they're not charging me; they're charging the merchants. So I could still get this card, but
oh man, infinite banking sounds very interesting, and this is not really into the creator stuff, but very interesting for creators to know about. I guess, general idea here is you put your money into a life insurance policy, and then you can borrow against it. So I've heard a lot of people talk about this in the past. I went to a seminar thing about it before, and they talked a bit about it. And so yeah, I think that's really cool. So people are going to be in for a treat when they watch our video here about Karat Card and learn learning about infinite banking. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're all about adding value here, and good morning, marketers.